Welcome to my home base, Chapee here from Old Man's Gap Year. I have been sitting here waiting out the school holidays. I'm not just sitting, I've been doing a lot of things actually. Playing golf, relaxing, reading, going for long walks, swimming in the lake, swimming down the beautiful rivers. But basically I've just been waiting out the school holidays to end here in New Zealand because all the caravan parks tend to get really busy over the peak time of January. So I've been 7 weeks here at a beautiful park called the Lake Brunner Motel and Caravan Park. There is nowhere better that I have stayed, honestly. The facilities are kept immaculately clean. You've got everything you need over in the kitchen, from knives and forks and plates and everything like that, tea towels to dry your dishes, so you don't have to bring anything like that when you stay here. There's just a picturesque 6 acres 6 acres of garden setting, and you can see there's lovely cabins up here in the background. Just a great spot, and the weather has been fantastic. A little grey today, but has been fantastic, beautiful, sunny and warm. So I thought what we'd do today is I would bring you up to speed with what I am doing for the next part of Old Man's Gap Year. So what better than a good old-fashioned map? Yep, they still exist. Not everything has gone GPS. The beauty of a map is you can keep it for historical tracking. But most important, you can do some plotting and planning, like the good old days of a pirate's map. You can get it out and plan where you're headed. So if you know a little bit about New Zealand, the North Island, which is cut off this map, but the North Island up here, that's the capital of New Zealand, Wellington, and that's where you get the ferry that brings you over to the South Island. And of course you can take motorhomes, caravans, cars, bikes and all manners of things, trucks, etc. over on the ferry, and your kick-off point is Picton here at the tip of the South Island. And as you can see, like when I was here last time in 2019, it was a different world back then, of course, but I travelled reasonably extensively through the top half of the South Island, went to the motorbike rally over here at Hokitika, out at Woodstock, and that was a ton of fun. And my plan was to come back in 2022, which I've done, and I was going to go to the Woodstock rally in Hokitika, then I was going to come down to the Vincent rally in Alexandria, and then I was going to come down to the big bike rally for New Zealand, the Burt Munro in Invercargill. And slowly but surely every single one of them got freaking cancelled. So much for enjoying those. They're gone. The world's gone mad. Everyone's living in fear. So amongst other things that are happening, bike rallies got cancelled. So I had to replan what I was going to do. I wasn't giving up, because we don't give up. We just carry on with our plans. We keep our freedom flowing. So for me, it was about travelling back around. So I spent some time up here in Motueka, and worked on an orchard, kiwi fruit orchard up there for 8 weeks to pass the time and let the summer start to roll in. Then I've travelled down. You'll see all the orange markings of where I travelled last time. This time in the pink. I've travelled back through and been through to Nelson. I went up through Takaha again, travelled around the back roads here around Motueka, but then I set off, went to Murchison. Shout out to my beekeeping friends down there who were really hospitable, got me out to their Positive Earth motorcycle group barbecue. Positive Earth because bikes, I think from early 40s to just up into the 60s, the batteries were positively earthed, and a group of Kiwi Ingenuity guys decided they'd come up with a Positive Earth bike group, and they were kind enough to invite me to a barbecue before they headed off to their annual little rally they were having down in Reefton. And a great group of people they were, very hospitable, great barbecue. Thanks very much for that. So that was over here at Murchison, and I travelled on down Reefton, came down through here, and this is where I'm currently staying at Lake Brunner, which is about 30 minutes ride, beautiful ride actually, by motorbike out to Greymouth. I've tracked around these places with my bike in nice backcountry roads, dirt roads that you can do right around the lake here, and out to a town called Kumara, and then I've been down as far as Hokitika. But from here on in, all these little highlights are all the places I want to go. So I've got to join the dots, join the pink dots when I set off, and there's something like 30 towns I've highlighted there. I've got 2 months, 8 weeks to do it, to travel around those 30 towns and then hightail and get my ass back up to the North Island. So I want to go to places like Franz Josef, Fox Glacier, Haas Village, travel out to this little remote Jackson Bay. There's a road that goes down there and then stops here. You can't get through anywhere else by road as you get into the real fjords, the Fjord National Park of the South Island. Then I'll come back down through, get out to Lake Hawea. Geez, even I struggle with some of these names. Cardrona. Queenstown I've been to heaps of times. I don't like commercial big places, but it is a beautiful place, but I've been there plenty of times. Down through into Kingston. Then I want to go up to Milford Sound. That's supposed to be absolutely spectacular, and I'm looking forward to that ride in there. Apparently that's a real one for the bucket list to ride. Take the road from Te Anau up through to Milford Sound. Manapuri. All the local South Islanders tell me I've got to go to Doubtful Sound. They reckon that is just picturesque plus. You can only get there by a ferry from Manapuri. Then I'll come down through to Tuatapere, sidestep Invercargill. I don't like cities if you haven't worked that out by now. And then I'll come up through this coastal road here, away from the main highway road. Then I'll journey up through the back of Dunedin, again, sidestep the towns. I want to come through these nice country towns out here. For some reason I want to go to this Naseby. I don't know why, but it looks like a nice little mountainside town out by Mount Ida. And then I'll journey around through Lindis Pass. That's apparently brilliant for bike riding right through here. Then up to Twizel, take the trip up to Mount Cook and back, Lake Tekapo, Fairlie, Temuka. See if I can look up my old mate Dick Taylor, if you're still down there. I don't know if you're still down there, Dick, but if you are, I'll come and look you up. And my good friend that I met at the Woodstock Rally that lives in St Andrews. So hopefully I can get out and meet up with a few friends on my trip around. Then go through to Mount Somers and cut through the back of Christchurch again, miss out the towns. Maybe I'll run back up through this way again, up through to Kaikoura, and then up to the ferry and back across to the North Island. So lots to do on Old Man's Gap Year 2022 in the South Island of New Zealand, but I'm looking forward to it. I've driven around some of those areas before, but I've never been on a motorbike around that lower South Island, and they tell me the roads are best in the world. Mr. T's parked over here, if you can see him, ready to rock. So everything's in place. Anyway, I don't normally do this, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to say, subscribe and all that BS. There's a bell or something, you click all that stuff, because I've never been focused on growing subscribers or anything, but this time it's kind of a crazy world, and there'll be people trapped somewhere in the world that can't get out and travel, that have lost their freedom to get out and explore. Luckily, we can still do it at the moment here. Cross fingers we can keep doing it, and we will, because we don't give up freedoms. People fought and died for freedom, so we just don't give them up. And I want you to come along on that journey. I'm a one-shot wonder. What does that mean? Probably not what you thought it meant. One-shot wonder is I don't do editing. I don't do background music at the moment and stuff like that. Haven't got time for that. I just take one grab at it, shoot the video, and upload it. So sometimes they're only a couple of minutes long, little minuets of the day. Other times they're a bit longer. But either way, if you find that's something you want to come along and enjoy, hey, do the bell, do the subscribe, or whatever it is that you have to do on the big intraweb thing there, and join me. Till next time, as always, my eyes are always glued on the horizon, because that means adventure. We can get out and do something, and these wobbly old knees, just keep moving, because if you don't use it, you lose it. So that's it from Chapee until my next vlog, but we get underway next week. 30 towns, remote towns. I don't do big city towns. 30 towns in 8 weeks, and some of the best frickin' riding, I believe, in the world. But hey, tell me in the comments if you think otherwise, and I'm sure there are people that do. Till then, Chapee over and out.